What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, share you with all your friends, all your basketball friends, subscribe as well. You know what I'm saying? So you don't miss any notifications. Any videos that we drop, hit that notification bell. So every time we drop a video, a live, or whatever may have you, you guys with that notification first and first access, as well as you guys want to show your love to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast for this all great content, this game that I'm giving y'all. Make sure y'all hit that Cash App, $ BJ Matthews, PayPal, Project Masters. We welcome any amount, and we definitely appreciate all the love that y'all continue to give us. Let's get it popping. All right, man. So we are less than, well, actually around 4 weeks left in the playoffs. I gotta check the actual date, but usually it's between April 14, April 17. It changes year from year when the playoffs start. We are almost at the tail end of the season. These teams are starting to, you know what I'm saying, make their final strides. And as I said, actually a couple of days ago, this is going to be a very interesting regular season because usually we're used to, seeing a lot of our star players sit out the last week of the playoffs. But because the standings is just so close, right? The standings are just so neck and neck in the Western Conference, right? You'll see a lot of your star players that's going to, continuously play. You know what I'm saying? You got, if you're looking from, seeds pretty much four through 10 or four through 12, a lot of these teams are still competing. You don't know who's going to be in the playoffs. You don't know who's going to be in the seventh, eighth, ninth, or 10th seed, or the fifth or sixth. It's just pretty much still up in the air, and anybody can drop, right? So you're going to see a lot of these stars try to get the best seeding as they can. A lot of these teams don't want to be caught up in the play-in. They want to avoid that. So the only way you can avoid the play-in by getting one of the top six seeds. They're going to try to put themselves in the best position possible. But nonetheless, let's get into the video. This team I ain't really been talking too much about, and it's kind of crazy because they're like the most historic franchise in the NBA. They've been the most popular franchise in the NBA for years, based off of their star power, based off of them just being a marketplace where they just be able to, sell out of merchandise. You go to different places in the country, you see, this team be marketed all throughout the countries that you may go to. I've seen this team be marketed in Asia, like the Philippines and China and Hong Kong. You can see this in Latin America, like Mexico, um, you know, Honduras, El Salvador, Chile, um, anywhere in the country. You know what I'm saying? In Europe, you know what I'm saying? In Africa, you can see this team be marketed. That's just how historical a franchise they are. And the team I'm talking about is the LA Lakers. Now, the Lakers, of course, have been up and down all season. You deal with the beginning part of the season. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers were pretty much looking like a team that wasn't going to make the playoffs to begin with. You had a lot of turmoil surrounding that team, with the whole thing with Darvin Ham becoming the coach of the team and after the fire of Frank Vogel. And then you got the whole Russell Westbrook situation where they were trying to figure out how to play Russell Westbrook the best way. Especially they brought him off the bench where he was excelling in that role. But then, it came to the trade deadline and they still couldn't figure things out. So they let Russell Westbrook go. They picked up, players like D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, players like that to help, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more youth, a little bit more offense to help their main guys in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now, this is what I'm going to say. Now, there's two things I want to really circle when it comes to the Lakers and how their success is going to happen in the playoffs. If they're going to actually fall or they're going to actually succeed. This is the two things that's going to depend on. I want y'all to pay attention very carefully. Now, I just read a report this morning about LeBron James, his injury situation. He's been out for, I think, going on 2 weeks since the Dallas Mavericks game. You can see in the title, it says LeBron James rehab is going according to plan. Now, if I read this short little article, it says James has been tending to a right tendon injury in his foot and expected to reevaluate in a couple weeks. With the Lakers staying competitive, James has reportedly been turning over every stone to return before the 2023 season ends. Prior to the loss to the New York Knicks, Darvin Ham said they're not having any setbacks with James rebound. Everything is going to plan. Ham has said. Now, The couple things to take out of this, you know what I'm saying? A lot of information. This was after the next game on Sunday. They lost. Um, they said LeBron James is going to be evaluated in a couple weeks. Now, we did see him off that walking boost. That's definitely good to see with LeBron James. And also, he's one of these type of players. I mean, even though he is older, he has a tendency, in my opinion, to kind of heal fast. Just how, genetically gifted he is, and what I'm saying, his fantastic in shape ability. That's what I believe. Why he's continuously just able to pop back up and can and possibly can be back for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that, and he hasn't had no setbacks through injuries, which is also a great thing. Now, LeBron, this is going to be a situation where he's going to have to start putting his ego to the side. And what I mean by that is, when I've been watching these Laker games, I think they're 5-2 since LeBron James has been out. See, people wanted to blame Russell Westbrook for the situation for the Lakers, and I've been batting against that all year. I think the Lakers have been bad for a number of reasons. Number one, they haven't been completely healthy, as if a lot of teams have. At the beginning of the season, they did not have any wing depth. They didn't have really no great defenders at that position. They had a lot of small guards. So when they face these teams like the Clippers, or they face this team like the Suns, or they face a team like, hell, even the Mavericks, even though they did beat them, when you have to go up against those wing players like Kawhi and Paul George, like like what I'm saying, Mikal Bridges at the time with Cam Johnson and Devin Booker, like bigger guards. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a problem. Luka Doncic, you're gonna have problems in that position. They had guys like Patrick Beverly. They had Austin Reeves. They had guys who gave a lot of effort on defense, but they were just not big enough to guard those bigger players. Those bigger, 6'5" to 6'8", 6'9" wings. So they fixed that problem. They got Jared Vanderbilt now. They got Lonnie Walker playing more. They got players like that to actually help with that situation. Roy Hachimura is also, a good forward, even though he's more of an offensive player. So they got better as far as depth. That's what it really was about. But I've been watching the last couple of weeks, and I also see that they're playing more team basketball, and they're letting Anthony Davis, who I believe should be the number one option, do his thing. They're letting Anthony Davis get in there and actually be him. Now, Anthony Davis has also said this. I think he said this after the Knicks game. He said Anthony Davis says the Lakers are not satisfied with a play-in tournament spot. The loss to the Knicks dropped the Lakers back down in the standings, making this upcoming stretch even more important. However, Davis admitted that he and the team aren't satisfied with just making the play-in tournament and want to climb in the higher standings. So this right here speaks on the mindset of what the Lakers really want to do. They're going into this stretch trying to win and get in one of the top 6 seeds. They're not just trying to make the playoffs. And their schedule is actually pretty favorable to do that if they stick to the plan. What is the plan? The plan is to let Anthony Davis be the number one option and LeBron James be the number 2 option. See, this can go either north or south. This can either go very well or very bad. If LeBron James says he comes back with 3 to 5 games left in the season, say he comes back, right? And he somehow, tries to be the number one option, tries to be in there, tries to carry the load instead of being a complementary piece to the team and Anthony Davis, it's not going to go well. I've noticed with this Laker team, when LeBron James wants to try to take over, they tend to lose. Even though his stats may look great individually, they tend to lose when LeBron James is leading the front charge. Because I said it time and time again, LeBron James's impact is not built on winning. It's built on stats at this point of his career. I know a lot of LeBron James fans are not going to like that, but it's just the truth. He's out there getting numbers, big numbers, but they're still losing games. So how is that a positive? Vice versa, this Anthony Davis, when he plays well, and really since he's been here to the Lakers, he's just been a player that is able to, impact winning both on offense and defense. Throughout this stretch, we're seeing Anthony Davis being able to carry this team as the number one option. The problem with Anthony Davis is, though, he has to be able to take it from LeBron and say, look, this is my team now. And there's nothing wrong with that. You've earned that. You were in the bubble. You were the main guy in the bubble. Even though LeBron won the MVP, and throughout the playoffs, you had the highest points, you had the rebounds and the blocks. So you were the number one option. That's how that's going to work for the Lakers. They're going to have to let LeBron James be the number 2 option. He's watching these games. He should be able to take a backseat to Anthony Davis. And at this point, at 38 years old. So You know, the Lakers are in a good spot. They're in a situation where if they do make the playoffs, they're going to most likely play the Nuggets or the Memphis Grizzlies or possibly the Kings, which I feel like they can beat any of three of those teams. It's just going to come down to, well, like I said, LeBron having to allow Anthony Davis to go off and let him be him. And he has to be the best second piece that he can with the Lakers, taking advantage of matchups. Also, by the way, he needs to start playing more out the post because D'Angelo Russell's a big key to this team. And if you come back and you try to be the point forward, it's going to take D'Angelo Russell out of his game and make him a spot shooter, and then people are going to start blaming him. You got to put your players in the best position to make them comfortable, right? But that's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back again with another video later on. Pull up a seat, pull up a chair, put a live piece out of here like swimwear.